Hello, this is the Millbrook High School student and parent returning to school guide for Plan B students and families. This is the first video clip in a series of 5 that'll help parents and students understand all the health and safety measures that will be implemented when returning back to our high school campus. This video clip will focus on the daily bell schedule and the Plan B cohort rotation schedule. Beginning Wednesday, January the 20th, all traditional high schools will begin the blended learning model. At Millbrook High School, the blended learning will include an instructional plan for both in-person learning, which is face-to-face, and remote learning, which is at home, for all students on Plan B. At the beginning of the second semester, the bell schedule will shift for both Plan B and Virtual Academy students. As you see by this schedule, students who are on the blended learning model who will be in-person rotation will begin arriving by 7 a.m. and will participate in a health screening prior to entering the building. Our first block starts at 7:25 and we end our school day at 2:18 for all students. A couple of key points for our new spring semester bell schedule. Both Plan B and the Virtual Academy instruction will begin at 7:25 a.m. Plan B in-person learning and Plan B remote learning will be synchronous learning for the first 75 minutes of each class period. Plan B in-person learning will have independent practice with a teacher the last 15 minutes of each class period. As you see here, this is our scheduled cohort rotation for the second semester. We have 3 cohorts, Cohort A, Cohort B, and Cohort C. Let's take a look at the first cohort, Cohort A, and go down to the third line. This states that for Cohort A, March the 1st through March the 5th, you will be expected to be in the building for your in-person rotation. All other weeks not designated in March, you will be on remote learning based on this schedule. A few things to remember about your cohort rotation is that students should only attend school on an assigned in-person learning cohort rotation. Students that attend school on their scheduled remote learning rotation will be placed in ALC for the entire day. Our asynchronous days have also been defined for the second semester. These days are Wednesday, February the 3rd, Wednesday, February the 24th, Wednesday, March the 10th, Wednesday, March the 11th, Wednesday, April 14th, Wednesday, May 5th, and Wednesday, May 26th. These are our general reminders about asynchronous day. Again, whether you are in an in-person rotation, there will be no in-person learning on an assigned asynchronous day. All students should expect an assignment that requires no more than 30 minutes to complete for each class period. While live instruction is not required on these asynchronous days, teachers may assign and schedule a study session for the entire class or tutorial sessions for individual students based on the academic needs and progress of a student. And it's important to remember that attendance will be recorded on these days, as asynchronous days are instructional days. Students will also have to manage several health and safety protocols, one of which is face coverings. Students are required to wear a face covering at all times whenever on a Wake County Public School property or riding in a Wake County Public School vehicle. Face coverings must properly cover and secure the nose, mouth, and chin. Face coverings must be clean during each use. And when removing face coverings for meals or leaving campus, Students should make every effort to touch only the ear loops and avoid touching the front and inside of the face covering. If your current face covering is lost or malfunctions while on campus, please request a disposable face mask from your teacher immediately. Students will receive a 5 pack of reusable cloth face coverings on the first day of each cohort rotation from their first period teacher. Students should rotate to a clean face covering each day when reporting to school. To request accommodations for wearing a face covering, parents and guardians must complete this form, which can be found on our website, and return to school officials with attached supporting documentation to our receptionist and guest services, as well as to Mr. Flowers or Mr. Ship. Our second health and safety protocol involves hand washing. Students should wash their hands often with soap and water for 20 seconds, and they will be permitted to wash hands often. Students also have the option to use hand sanitizer when soap and water is not available. Hand sanitizer stations are located at the exterior doors of each building, in every classroom, and every collaborative space. In order to minimize communal spread, students will not share classroom or personal materials with other classmates. And our final health safety protocol is waiting and social distancing. Students should always remain 6 feet apart from employees, other students, and visitors at all times. Students should not congregate during arrival or dismissal times and in collaborative areas. In addition to collaborative spaces, the cafeteria, the auditorium, and media center will have limited to no access for students during this school year. This concludes our first presentation for our guide for parents and students to return back to Millbrook High School. We look forward to your return during second semester. You can find additional information on our school website about your return, which will begin on Wednesday, January the 20th, 2021.